add some sparkle. It'll feel, it'll feel, it'll feel, it'll feel divine. Crates of apples and bales of hay just makes you feel at home. Furry friends and some poppin' jays, so she won't be alone. And we'll make, and we'll make, and we'll make this castle a home.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Kenobi here, and I'm back. Sorry for the long week hiatus. I was spending some personal time with my girlfriend. I forgot to mention that a couple months ago. I have a girlfriend, and she's very lovely. So yes, I was spending time with Mrs. Kenobi. She all wishes you hi, and she's all very happy. She's very happy that you guys are enjoying the video. So that's where I've been, and I apologize. I know I have a lot to make up for, and especially this week. It's been a crazy week. Star Wars, Batman v Superman, various others, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Later videos. So, let's go ahead and review MLP Season 5, Episodes 3 and 4. Sweet Castle, and of course, Bloom and Groom. So, let's go ahead and start with last week. So, of course, last week's episode, which is actually my personal favorite episode of the season. I'll get into that later. You know, it sees Twilight doing all of these chores and helping out the main five, and she apparently doesn't want to go back to the castle. She wants to just stay as long as she can with them. And we later find out that, you know, the reason she has been sort of, I would want to say, distracted from being in the castle is because it doesn't feel like home to her. And, you know, so pretty much what happens is Rarity and the others suggest she go to a spa to, you know, get some, you know, to get her hair done, get relaxed, while they fix up the castle to make it feel like home. And of course, we hear the first song of the season, the one I just played, Make This Castle Feel Like Home. It was very well done. I liked it. I really liked it a lot. And then we later see that the main five girls, they kind of made it feel like their homes. They didn't make it feel like Twilight's home. And of course, you know, this has some hilarious banter between them. And we see later on that they figure out how they're going to make it. But before we get to that, Spike, of course, comes back from the spa. Rarity tells him, you've got to stall Twilight for as long as you can. So he and her stay at the massage parlor, and we finally get our first funny little awesome appearance of Bulk Biceps, a.k.a. Snowflake, a.k.a. Worried Rage, but we'll call him Bulk. And I like how he comes through the wall all cool, man, like, yeah! Let's do this, little maggot! That was very funny. I like that very much. And of course, you know, we see that they're trying to figure out what can they do to make it feel like Twilight's home. So then we see that Twilight and Spike go visit the Golden Oak Library, and right here, it's where this episode hits me, because, you know, they're pretty much reminiscing about all of the good times they spent in that library from seasons 1 through 4. And it really just feels so sad looking at that tree, and that's all that's left of it. So then we later on see that the girls are reminiscing about the crazy adventures they had in the Golden Oak Library. They even reference some old episodes that we loved, and it was really good to see that. So then they figure out, okay, now we know. So they go to the Golden Oak Library, they take a piece of it, bring it back, also go shopping, and they hang it up. So then we finally see Twilight and Spike come back, and they notice nothing's really different. But then the main five tell them what happened. And then, as soon as Twilight goes into the main corridor, we see the Golden Oak, a piece of the Golden Oak Library hanging above a chandelier. It's pretty much a chandelier, and it's got these little emeralds that have the memories of Twilight in the library. But not just that, but also outside of it. Like, we see the time when they all share donuts together, or we see that party that they had in the first episode, and it was really good. It really hit me right here. And the reason this is my favorite episode is because there's so much, you know, good stuff here. There really is. Now, a lot of people have had mixed reactions on this. I like it. I know there's going to be many episodes that will top this, but I personally like it, and it really hit me in the close to my heart. And just seeing Twilight cry and saying, "This is exactly what I want," just hug them. It's really good. And of course, the fun part where Pinkie Pie's hitting confetti cannon. I really hope we get to see more of that. So overall, good episode. I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Really good. Really good. Personal favorite. So now let's get to today's episode, Bloom and Groom. So this one, of course, starts off where we see that one of the unknown fillies has gotten their cutie mark, and the cutie mark Crusaders were looking to recruit them, but they can't. So we see that Apple Bloom is stressed because what if she doesn't get the cutie mark she wants? So then she wakes up and she finds out that she does get her cutie mark, but it's an apple pest exterminator. Ugh. And she takes over this guy's job. And I like how there's a Ghostbusters reference, you know, the way they capture it. It's really fun. Go watch the episode. And then, of course, we see, you know, that Diamond Tiara and her, I can't remember her name, but I'm just going to call her sidekick. They make fun of her saying, you know, if you want a friend, you can just chase them. And that's really hurtful. So then Apple Bloom goes into the Everfree Forest and gets it removed. And then she comes back and sees all of Equestria is being terrorized by these things called Twittermites. And see, what these things can do is, the farther they are apart from each other in groups, the bigger the electricity jolts are. So it can really, you know, be capable of destructive powers. Really destructive. And we see that she tries to capture them, but she can't because she doesn't have the cutie mark. So then they destroy Apple Acres, but then Apple Bloom wakes up. It was all a dream. So then she goes downstairs and she has another cutie mark, Potion Maker. But then when she goes to show the cutie mark Crusaders, Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle, they don't want to hang out with her anymore. They kick her out of the club, and then they leave her. So she goes to the Everfree Forest again and gets it removed, but then she finds out that Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle have their cutie marks, but they don't show it. And then they're all really, they're both of them are really mean to her, saying they don't want to be with her anymore. So then she wakes up and just something is really going wrong. So she wakes up again and finds out she has another cutie mark, but this time it's not Apple related. So there's this really weird sequence where Grandma, Big Macintosh, and Applejack interrogate her, and their voice changes. All of their voices changes, and it's weird. So then we see that she goes to the Everfree Forest, and she's visited by Luna, and Luna tells her that it was your shadow that was doing this to you. You were doing this to yourself. And she asks, well, what about, am I the only one who's having these nightmares? And she shows that Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo are too. So she tells them that no matter what cutie marks you both get, it can't change who you are. It's the gift that makes you the greater, but it's yourself that will always make you the same. And I really liked that lesson. That was a really good speech. So they all finally wake up, and we see that, you know, Apple Bloom is spending good time with her family. So overall, this was a really, really good episode. Another great one. Now, now we finally have the Cutie Mark Crusaders visited by Luna complete. Because in Season 2, it was Scootaloo. In Season 4, it was Sweetie Belle. And now here, we have we have Apple Bloom. It was really good. I really did like it, you know, especially there were times where I liked how it threw me off each time. You know, the first time it threw me off and it was all just a dream. And then, again, it was another dream. So it was really good to see, you know, them go this deep. because this wasn't as good as the Sweetie Belle one in Season 4. That was actually more good, and it was more scary. It was really the best of the three. But the Scootaloo one is my personal favorite. So overall, this was another good episode. I really did enjoy this one. So I'm going to give this one 8.9 out of 10. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Again, I'm sorry for the long hiatus. But I was spending personal time with my girlfriend, so I hope you all can understand. And thank you all for just watching my videos. And I promise, there are more videos to come. And starting tomorrow, you're gonna get Nightwing vs. Winter Soldier. So until then, guys, take care. This is Richard Kenobi saying, may the Force be with you. Bye, guys.
There's nothing like balloons and confetti to greet you every time you walk through the door. She'll need this and those posters of all my heroes. How could any pony awesome never ask for more? And we'll make a home she'll adore. Bright curtains of flowing silk and lace. This picture of me winning a race. Party cannons to give her a surprise. Hose and rakes and some more garden supplies. Getting hugs from this nice big friendly bear. Decorate with some gemstones bright and rare. More of this and that.